listen, I think Celtic are hanging on to this with their fingernails here. These late goals. Many times that now they've dug a result out in the last minute. It's not a sign of a functioning team. Let's put it this way. It's not like it happens once every now and again. It's a sign of a championship winning team. It's a sign of a team that's hanging on with its fingernails.
That's every weekend.
Totally, Mike. But and the flip side of that is Rangers blowing that 2-goal lead. Blowing all the good work they did in the first half. And Scott, what I want to ask you, because obviously at the stadium you'll get a better kind of feel for it. Jack Butland saves the penalty, saves the rebound, and Hatate's still the first one. In fact, there's two Celtic players, Hatate and I think it's Maeda, they're the first ones there to bundle it effectively over the line for the. Where's the Rangers? See if I'm Jack Butland and I've saved a penalty and I've saved the follow-up.
Yep.
Any chance?
You're right, 100%.
Give us a hand here.
I thought that at the time, Keith, but that almost kind of sums up this Rangers team mentality. It's as if we've given the penalty away. That's that. No, we've lost it. Rather than switching on, realising Jack Butland's penalty record's actually brilliant. I think he's saved 6 of his last 9, something ridiculous like that. And they just don't react. You're right. Rangers players should last minute of the game, injury time. Rangers players should be taking it for granted almost that Butland's going to save it, and we need to be first to that rebound. And you're right, for Celtic players to get a second bite and then a third bite at it to go over the line. As I say, it just summed up Rangers' second half performance.
Well, for me, Scott, the second bite, that happens, right? And we've all seen it. A goalkeeper makes a save, ball comes back, the guy that's hit the penalty is the furthest one inside the penalty area. There's a very good chance he'll be the first to the rebound. But for Butland to then save that, and then for Maeda to be kind of, he's on Hatate's shoulder as Hatate puts it over the line. I'm asking questions there. Why is there not a Rangers defender back? Because if Maeda can get there, then a Rangers defender can get there. And that to me is a worry, and it shows the mental weakness. And it's another sign of why I don't think Rangers are ready to win this title.
Just before we let you guys go from Ibrox and bring in Des, we asked Scott earlier on, Mick, how he sees Rangers' chances for the title. Green Machine in the comments says, if Celtic win all their games up to the split, I'll fancy your chances to win the league. Marzuno simply says Celtic will win the league, but you don't share that sentiment.
I think there's too many structural problems with this Celtic team. Structural, tactical, personnel problems. I just can't see them. They need to win. They're 8 points behind now with the game in hand. You go win the game in hand, it's 5. They still need Hearts to slip up as well. I just can't see Celtic winning the number of games to get there. I think they've got too many issues. I think, but looking at Rangers today in the last few weeks, you can see how fragile they are. I mean, they're so dominant, so in control, so physical and powerful. But then when the nerve starts to go, you can actually see the energy level drain at them. It's almost like after about 55 minutes, you can see them actually shrinking on the pitch. It was like, we're in bother here. That's not going to get the job done. That's not going to get the team over the line. If they're going to shrink when the heat's on, it's like we're there for the taking today. They really were. In that first half, they should be sitting at half time thinking, this is a 4-5-0 bury our rivals job here. And yet, it changed momentum. They totally deflated.
And Mick, that coincides with the crowd. You'll have felt that the day as well. This crowd are so used to seeing this team let them down effectively and letting things slip and no getting over the line, no getting the job done. But you're right, as soon as you sense that and Rangers start retreating and you see them shrinking a wee bit, that's when the anxiety starts in the crowd. And you put those two things together and that then you get that feeling that Celtic are going to score here or Celtic are going to score again. It's a horrible mix for Rangers, but the only way they can get rid of that is by getting a job done, by getting over the line and going and winning a title. But after today, as I say, those questions, I know Danny Rowe said a couple of weeks ago, I think it was after the Hearts game, never question this team's mentality again. After today, well, I'm sorry, Danny, until they get a title win, those questions will always be there.
They looked. I thought by the last 10 minutes they looked tired as well, and it's not so much. I know they put in a lot into the game, but I think that's a sign. It's nervous tension is exhausting.
Yep.
And it literally does drain them, and you could see it. They looked physically on their knees. Then I mean, Chernity, I thought the last spell was looked absolutely on his knees. I mean, he actually caught out for the eventual move that leads to the second goal. Tries a kind of back heel, but one of those tired attempts to kind of do something. And it was right back.
Really casual as well, Mick, and I felt that sort of epitomised the Rangers' second half performance. I think they thought they had the game in the bag, and I thought that complacency crept in. And you can't do stuff like that in the middle of the pitch. I know he scored two great goals in the first half, but I just thought that moment sort of summed up how sloppy Rangers were in the second half.
Well, that's it. He sums it up perfectly. He goes from Zlatan in the first half to going Matalan in the second. I mean, it's like, how is that? How did it happen? Actually, I used that in the paper. Hold on, get back that's too good to waste. I think go back and write that again.
Well, look, on that note, guys, thanks so much for joining us. It's been that was a perfect note to end it on, I think.
That's like half my wardrobe.